And forward position for Manton, number 10, and center for the Ramblers, number 23, Isabel Roosevelt. And guard for the Rangers, number 3, Lillian Chibble. And guard for McBain, number 1, Adeline Ridgway. And the other guard for the Rangers, number 5, Aubrey Hiller. And then guard for McBain, number 5, Kate Grant. Rangers are coached by Mr. John Paul Katona. The Redbirds are coached by Mr. Tim O'Reilly. The instruction for tonight's ball game is Steady Mika, Mr. Pat Humble, and Mr. Matt Torres.
Set to start the third game of the varsity girls basketball season. It's going to be the Ramblers of McBain taking on the Manton Rangers. As the ball is going to go to Manton. It's going to be Wilder with it. Wilder going to go over to Hiller. Hiller going to drive in with an open lane, going to stop and going to travel. Just had an opening, couldn't find anything with it.
She got stuffed immediately in the paint by McBain's defense.
Now the ball is going to go over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant going to pass it over to Maloney. Maloney over to Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt shot up and no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. And it's going to be taken by Maloney. Maloney going to shoot it up. And Maloney's shot will go through.
Impressive way of playing there by Roosevelt. She kept that ball in there.
And it's going to be a deep pass by Manton. Shot by Porter. No good. Rebounded by the Ramblers. It's going to go way over to Ridgway. Ridgway going to charge in. Ridgway over to Grant. Ridgway going to travel. So Wilder going to pass it over to Hiller. Hiller going to give it to Chittle. Chittle going to go over to Wilder. Wilder for 3, no good. Rebounded by, it's going to be taken by Hiller. Hiller going to pass it to number 10. That is Sackett, and Sackett's going to shoot it up, and it will be good.
Great pass to find someone there open. Shoots through the paint, makes the basket.
It's going to be Grant over to Maloney. Maloney over to Adria Roosevelt. Adria over to Isabel. Isabel over to Maloney. Maloney's shot up, no good. Taken by Wilder. Going to be batted away by Grant, out of bounds. Ball will remain in the Rangers' possession. It's going to go over to Hiller. Hiller going to come with it across half court. Going to charge in, mix up Ridgway, shot for 3, no good. Rebounded by Isabel Roosevelt over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant going to drive in. Peyton Grant stepping away for 3, no good. Rebounded by Isabel Roosevelt. Ball's going to be blocked out of her hands, out of bounds.
Can we just talk about that move that Manton put out there? I mean, that was incredible.
Ball's going to go to Isabel Roosevelt. Over to Maloney. Over to Grant. There's going to be a foul. Ramblers going to keep possession. Maloney going to pass it out. Maloney going to find Grant. Grant going to look for a lane. Going to get doubled up. Going to get a block from Maloney. Going to give it to Maloney. So far, this Manton defense holding strong as it's stolen by Wilder. Wilder coming through with it. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Maloney.
Just couldn't quite finish with that. You got to finish.
Maloney going to drive in over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant for three. Bang.
Peyton.
Peyton Grant painting the basket. 5-2. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. It's going to be Hiller with it. Hiller for the shot. Hiller with the long three, no good. Rebounded by Chittle. Chittle going to pass it out to Wilder. Wilder going to drive in, give it to Hiller. Hiller will double dribble. Ball goes back to McBain. Now it's going to go to Peyton Grant. Going to give it to Ridgway. Ridgway going to charge in. Ridgway going to find someone over the lane, going to lose the ball, going to be Wilder going to fall, going to be picked up by Hiller. Hiller going to drive in. Hiller going to lose it, picked up by Chittle. Chittle in a trap, going to give it out to Wilder. Wilder for three, good.
Ooh, Peyton Grant's not the only one that can shoot tonight. Wilder with the three.
5-5 now. It's going to be Peyton Grant coming with it across half court, going to give it to Maloney. Maloney going to lose it, regain it. Going to go over to Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt in the paint, loses it. Going to be picked up by, let's see what they rule. They're going to call it Ramblers ball. It's going to be Maloney to pass it out. Maloney trying to get it to Roosevelt. Going to go off a defender's hand. Back to Maloney. Over to Grant. Grant charging in. Grant over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot up and through.
Great decision by Peyton Grant to pass that out to Roosevelt so she can take an easy two there.
7-5, passing it deep to Chittle. Chittle going to get a lot of contact. Still going to get that ball back. Driving in for the shot. Up and good.
Incredible play there. Ooh.
It's going to be Peyton Grant coming with it across half court. Going to charge in. Cut it back around. And there's going to be a foul. So Ramblers still going to keep that ball. It's going to be Maloney. Substitution coming in. It's going to be Michaela Blood coming in for Isabel Roosevelt. Maloney going to give it to Peyton Grant. Grant going to give it to Isinga. Isinga to Roosevelt. Roosevelt over to Blood. Blood loses it. Going to chase it back down. Over to Grant. Tough contact against Hiller. Grant going to give it to Maloney. Maloney going to drive in. Maloney over to Blood. Blood going to get a foul. So Blood going to get to come to the line, looking to give the Ramblers the lead once again. Blood's first shot, no good.
And she gets ready to take her next shot. Let me remind you all that this game is sponsored by L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler Reviews crew.
Second shot from Blood, up and through, so 8-7 now. It's going to be Hiller. Hiller over to Porter. Porter shot up, no good. Going to draw a foul. First shot from Porter will tie it. With 3 minutes to go, looking to take the lead in this first quarter once again. It's going to remain tied after that miss. It's going to be Peyton Grant with the rebound. Grant looking for an opening, gonna drive in the corner, gonna take the shot. No good, rebounded by Blood. Blood trying to stay in bounds, give it to the Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot up and through.
Great ball control by Blood and great pass to Roosevelt for that easy 2.
10-8 now, Hiller coming with it. Hiller over to Harding. Harding back to Hiller. Hiller gonna charge in, take the shot, no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Grant all the way to Isinga. Isinga in the paint. Isinga's shot up and good.
Great eyes by Isinga to see Grant down there.
It's gonna be Hiller driving in, passes it out to Harding. Harding over to Wilder. Wilder gonna drive in, lose it, picked up by Blood. Peyton Grant looking for a lane, finds Isinga in the corner. Isinga loses it, gonna go out of bounds. Ridgeway gonna come in for Maloney. And Isabel Roosevelt is gonna come in for her sister. Gonna remain McBain's ball, Blood to pass it out. Blood over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt's shot up and blocked, but gonna get fouled. Roosevelt gonna get 2 at the line now. Looking to take a 6-point lead. Roosevelt's first shot up and through, 13-8. Second shot to lead by 6, and it will go through. 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go. It's gonna be Hiller coming down half court. Trouble with the ball, Ridgeway gonna tighten up. Shot by Hiller, no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant running with a lot of open court, gonna drive in, gonna take the shot, no good. Pass out to Hiller. Hiller now charging down with a lot of court. Gonna try to pass it out, gonna go off her teammate's hands, out of bounds. It's gonna go over to Grant now. Over to Roosevelt. Back to Grant, over to Ridgeway. Ridgeway driving in, gonna give it out to Grant. Grant gonna take the 3, no good. Rebounded by the Rangers. Hookwater gonna draw a foul. 41 seconds to go, McBain leading by 6. It's gonna be Sackett to pass it out, over to Hiller. Hiller gonna try to drive. Gonna pass it out to Harding. Harding over to Sackett. Sackett gonna drive in for the shot, good.
Big job on running through that center part of the paint, just scoring like that.
14-10 now, 20 seconds to go. It's gonna be Grant with it, slowing it down. He's gonna drive in, pass to Isinga. Isinga back to Grant. 6 seconds to go. Grant for 3, no good. Ball's gonna go to Manton with 0.7 seconds to go. Gonna need a long shot, says their coach, and they won't even take it. First quarter wraps up, 14-10, McBain in the lead.
Now, something unique I got to say about this Manton team is their ability to recover the ball, whether it's like knocked out of the hands or they lose it. There's always another player there just to recover it for them or get the rebound. That's just something I've not seen by any other team so far.
entering the second quarter. It's been a close game so far. We'll see if either team can make a change to that, as the Ramblers do lead by 4, but Manton obviously still in this ball game. It's going to be Ramblers ball. Peyton Grant going to come in with it. He's going to drive in with a lane, take the shot, no good, rebounded by Blood. Blood's going to get the ball snatched out of our hands by Hookwater. It's going to be Wilder now with it. Wilder for 3, no good, out of bounds. So now it's going to go over to Grant. Trouble with it, regains after passing half court. Gonna get a block from Roosevelt, gonna lose the ball out of bounds.
Tough defense by Manton so far.
Still gonna remain Ramblers ball. Maloney over to Grant. She's gonna drive in for the shot, good.
Lowers her elbow and just gets in there.
Off balance shot, still goes through. 16-10, Ramblers lead. Hiller crosses up Ridgeway. Hiller for 3, good.
She can shoot and handle that ball real well.
Grant gonna come with it across half court. Going to be taken by Maloney. Maloney going to lose the ball, taken up by Blood, and ball's going to fall out of bounds. That shot by Hiller was ruled a 2 rather than a 3.
Questionable there.
Does, however, benefit the Ramblers as they're going to keep this ball leading by 4. It's going to go over to Blood. Blood gonna drive in on her own, gonna opt for the shot, no good, rebounded by Hiller. Hiller driving in for the shot, no good, rebounded by Grant. Grant way deep to Isinga. Isinga over to Blood in the paint, Blood shot up and good.
Blood is a good player in the paint.
Yeah, just a quick score after back-to-back passes. All of a sudden right in the paint as driving in is Sackett. Sackett gonna take the shot, no good. Rebounded by, that was Porter. The ball's gonna go out to Wilder, way into her own court. Wilder gonna pass it out to Hiller. Hiller gonna lose it. Regain it behind her. And over to Sackett. Sackett's gonna lose it. And gonna be timeout by Manton. With 5:39 to go, Ramblers now leading by 6.
It's a close game so far.
Back to it now. It's going to be Rangers ball. It's going to go over to Hiller. Hiller for 3, no good. Rebounded by Porter. Porter's shot no good. Taken by Adria Roosevelt. Peyton Grant driving in with it now. Passes it out to Isinga. Isinga over to Maloney. Maloney going to drive in. Maloney back to Isinga. Going to be stolen. That is Chittle. Chittle going to come in, blocked by Grant. Grant going to get the rebound. Grant over to Maloney. Maloney going to travel.
Gotta stay focused on what your legs are doing.
5 minutes to go now, Manton's ball. Going to be Wilder to pass it out. Over to Hiller. Hiller going to try to get it to Wilder. Wilder driving in, passes it out to Porter. Porter's shot good.
A diving pass there. Remarkable.
Peyton Grant over to Maloney. Maloney loses it out of bounds. Ball's going to go back to Manton, only trailing 4. It's going to be Hiller taking it past half court. Hiller for 3. No good. Rebounded by Grant. Grant over to Maloney. Maloney charging in. Maloney over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot up and good.
Great eyes by the offense there. Passing down to the paint. Great play for an easy score.
Hiller going to drive in now for the shot. Good.
Matching McBain's style.
Some fast-paced offense from both teams. Now it's going to be Grant over to Maloney. Maloney going to stop, stutter, over to Grant. Grant going to get a block from Roosevelt. Going to lose the ball. Going to pick it back up. Now it's going to drive in. Driving in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot no good. There's going to be a foul called. So Roosevelt getting to come to the line for 2. First shot from Roosevelt is good.
And she's getting ready to shoot this next shot. Let me remind you all that this game is sponsored by L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler View crew.
Second try from Roosevelt is good. So 22-16 now. It's going to be Hiller coming across half court with it. Hiller going to pass it to Harding. Harding over to Porter. Porter tries to find Wilder, misses behind her. Wilder able to chase it down. And going to be a timeout from Manton. So still just a tight game, but the Ramblers have a little bit of separation, leading 22-16. Back to it now. It's going to be Rangers ball. Going to be Wilder to pass it out. Over to Hiller. Hiller going to lose it out of bounds. Going to remain Rangers possession. Wilder going to pass it. Stolen by Ridgway. Ridgway coming down the court. Ridgway going to stop, try to take the shot. Going to get a travel. Back to Manton with the ball. Hiller going to come across half court with it. Going to give it over to Wilder. Wilder over to Harding. Harding over to Hiller. Hiller's three no good. Knocked out of bounds. No, rebounded by Ridgway. Ridgway over to Grant. Grant going to lose it. Taken by Harding. Harding over to Wilder. Wilder going to drive in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Hiller. Going to get a foul. Ball goes back to McBain.
Great job in drawing the foul there, I mean. By McBain to get that ball back.
Ridgway going to pass it over to Grant. Grant over to Ridgway. Ridgway looking to drive. Passes it into Blood in the paint. Blood going to take the shot. No good. Tipped out of bounds by McBain. Isabel Roosevelt going to come in for Michaela Blood now. It's going to be Chittle coming across half court with it. Chittle over to Wilder. Wilder for a long three. No good. Rebounded by the Rangers. Peyton Grant fighting for it. Going to go out of bounds. Wilder going to pass it to Chittle. Chittle looking to drive. Chittle going to pass it over to Hookwater. Hookwater over to Harding. Harding's shot no good. Rebounded by Wilder. Wilder going to shoot. No good. Going to get a foul. And 2 attempts at the line with 2 minutes to go in this first half. First free throw attempt is up and good. Maloney coming in for Ridgway. Shot from Wilder, no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney over to Grant. Grant coming down the court with Chittle against her. Grant's shot no good. Rebounded by Wilder. There's going to be a foul.
Both teams are playing really aggressive and just overall great. I mean, this is a great game so far. I mean, it's always tight. And, I mean, for the past few games from McBain, you don't really see that.
Wilder over to Chittle. Chittle going to cross half court against Maloney. Chittle going to drive in. Chittle going to fake, drive, shoot, going to get travel. It's going to be Isinga back to Grant. Back to Isinga. Isinga, tough defense, going to get it to Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt's going to charge in, spin, shoot, good.
Remarkable play by Roosevelt there. I mean, spin move to an easy two, remarkable.
And that pass from the Rangers going nowhere, so McBain going to get that ball right back. It's going to be Ferdine coming in for Isinga. Peyton Grant going to cross half court over to Ferdine. Ferdine, tight defense, going to drive, going to lose the ball, out of bounds. Ball's going to remain in McBain's hands. Maloney over to Ferdine. Ferdine going to drive in. Ferdine going to get a foul. Ramblers still with the ball with an inbound play incoming. Maloney going to give it to Grant. Grant gonna drive in, try to get it to Dean, gonna be stolen by the Rangers.
Great play on intercepting that ball there and just reading the pass.
It's gonna be Sackett trying to pass it. It's gonna land out of bounds, hit by somebody. They'll say it was hit by a Rambler. It's gonna be Wilder to pass it out. Gonna find Sackett. Sackett over to Chittle. Chittle gonna drive against Maloney. Step back, take the shot, no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. And Roosevelt will be ruled out of bounds. Wilder gonna pass it over to Sackett. Sackett over to Chittle. Chittle to Hookwater. Hookwater in the paint, gives it out to Chittle. Chittle way over to Porter. Over to Sackett. Sackett's shot no good. Over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant way over to Maloney. Maloney in the open, good.
Great eyes.
26-17, 10 seconds left to go. It's gonna be Chittle coming in with it. Chittle gonna take the shot, blocked by Roosevelt. Gonna get a foul, it's gonna be a travel. McBain gets the ball with 6.7 seconds left to go. Gonna need a quick score. Looking to end the half with a bang. It's gonna go over to Grant. Grant gonna drive with it. 4 seconds to go. Grant gonna stop. Grant gonna pass it out to Ferdine. Ferdine for three, no good.
Oh, so close.
That'll do it for the half. Ramblers increasing that gap in the second quarter. 26-17. We'll see if Manton can respond in the second half.
Yep.
Starting the second half, it's going to be Rangers with the ball. It's going to be over to Wilder. Wilder over to Hiller. Hiller's three, no good. Going to be a foul, so Hiller will get 3 attempts at the line. Of course, McBain taking that lead in the first half, as I am going to welcome a new partner with me. It's going to be Thomas Maloney up here with me in the bleachers.
Thanks for having me, Grant.
Absolutely. As that free throw from Hiller will be up and good, so 26-18 with 2 more attempts on the way. Second attempt is going to rumble through. And now Hiller looking to cut the lead to 6, and she will.
Yeah, this has been a pretty good game so far, been pretty tight. I think the biggest margin was going into halftime was, I believe it was 9 points, and the Ramblers were up, but Manton just coming right back now as they're going to get possession here once again.
Yeah, Peyton Grant loses the ball out of bounds, so Manton getting that ball back. It's going to go over to Hiller.
Manton just trying to work the ball.
While they're going to drive in with it for the shot. Maybe a pass, I don't know, but it's going to go out of bounds. Going to be fouled on the Ramblers, though. While they're going to pass it way out to, that is Sackett. Sackett going to drive in with it, pass it out to Chittle. Ball's going to go back to Chittle. She's going to go to Wilder.
Ramblers in some good D right now, not allowing them to drive down.
Hiller looking to drive in, going to pass it to Porter. Porter trapped in between 2 Ramblers, going to shoot it up, out of bounds.
And a great job on defense by the Ramblers, not allowing anything. They got 1 little pass inside, but they closed in on it, and it caused the turnover.
Ball's going to go to Ridgway. She's going to lose it. Ball's going to go out of bounds.
It's still going to be white ball. But this is a pretty good matchup. I mean, you look at the Highland Conference, I believe that last year Manton won it. Could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on this. But this is a key game in the Highland Conference because I know both these teams want to win the conference.
Yeah, and for sure, this has been one of the closest games we've seen from this varsity team. Usually they're winning by 20 to 30 points.
It is early in the year, though, so I mean, both these teams are still developing as teams, and I feel the further out we go in the season, we'll see that both these teams will develop more. But I still think it'll probably be I think they're versing again. If they do, it'll be another real close game.
As Peyton Grant is going to gash a 3 from the corner, making it 29-20. Deep pass to Porter is going to be blocked out by Roosevelt.
Yeah, and they're trying to catch McBain lacking. That is Manton, and they try to get a fast break right there. But Adria does see it, and she knocks the ball out of bounds. Nice stop.
Wilder going to go to Sackett. Sackett over to the Hiller. Over to Wilder. Wilder out of bounds.
It looks like a moving screen on the Rangers. It's going to be McBain ball once again. New sub coming in for McBain. Ferdine's going to come in for Addie, and that's going to be the new lineup for the Ramblers.
Maloney over to Grant. Grant's going to come with it past half court. Going to lose the ball, regain it. Some tough defense from Chittle. Just going to pass it out to Ferdine. Looking for Roosevelt. It's going to fly out of bounds. Manton's going to get that ball back, trailing 9 points with 6 minutes, 12 seconds to go.
And she was just trying to set it up to the big down low, posting up, but the ball was just a little too high, and it just ended up going out of bounds.
So Hiller going to drive in against Ferdine, going to take the shot. Good.
Nice jumper right there. Just creating some separation from the defender and opening up some space and just allowing that shot to become even a viable option.
Grant's going to lose that ball. Hiller coming down with it, going to stop, take another shot. No good. Rebounded by Sackett. Over to Porter. Porter, easy two.
Yeah, great job by the Rangers. I mean, they brought the ball out, excuse me, and they saw that the Ramblers just were sleeping on defense, and they just got a nice opportunity, and they made it count.
And Roosevelt, too, is going to roll around the rim and go in.
Back and forth right now, Grant, but the Ramblers are ahead, so Man's going to have to come back, but they're going to shoot the trigger on that one. No good.
Rebounded by, I see a call.
It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be Rambler ball. We're going to have 2 new subs in, 1 for each team. It looks like Chelsea Eisinga is going to come in for McBain, and for the Rangers, number 12, Kelsey Harding. Ramblers in a press break.
Grant going to come with it past half court. Looking for Eisinga. Maintains inbounds, driving in, going to give it to Roosevelt. Roosevelt's shot up and good.
And they're just running the offense right there. And Manton was behind Isabel. She did a nice job, got in front, and it allowed the shot down low.
Sackett opting not to take the 3, driving in for the 2, no good.
It was a nice little move, but she just couldn't finish at the hole.
Eisinga in the paint, all out of nowhere, rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot good.
And I think the difference in this game right now is on the boards. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But I've seen a lot more rebounding from McBain than as opposed to Manton.
Wilder now going to get that rebound after that missed 3. Going to drive in, out to Harding, out to Hiller. Hiller for 3. Good.
Nice shot right there to close the deficit a little bit. I believe Manton calls a timeout.
Going to call a timeout, and I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, of course, L&J Meat Markets, fuels the Rambler Review crew.
Yeah, L&J Meat. And Grant, we got some beef jerky here today. What do we got? We got Hillbilly beef sticks. Would you like to try a piece?
Absolutely.
All right. Ready? Cheers.
Keeping us fed with 30 seconds to go in this timeout.
I mean, this is darn good if you ask me. This is some high-quality jerky. And go and stop at L&J Meat Market, proud sponsor of Rambler Review. But we're going to come back to the game right here. So currently the score, 35-27. McBain is up by 8. A couple minutes to go in the third period. And Grant, what's your thoughts so far?
I mean, if Manton can climb themselves back into this ball game with 4 minutes to go and get it within, 4 or 5 points to end the third quarter, that's still a close fourth quarter, and you can easily claw back in.
Exactly, and I feel like with the defense the Ramblers are running, I feel like they're just getting a little bit more tired, and over the course of the game, I feel like near the end of the fourth, they'll be more tired, and I think that could help Manton a lot.
But you also think how the Ramblers, it seems as if they're not playing to their full potential, and if they can fire on all cylinders like they have been all season, you think they can play a lot better.
I definitely agree.
It's going to be for Dean for 3. Good.
Nice shot right there. There was no one on her, so she just pulled the trigger and went right in.
38-27 now. It's going to be Hiller. Going to get a foul.
This has been a very physical game. I mean, both teams have been in each other's grill basically all night. And there's been quite a few fouls, but it's going to be Manton out of bounds.
It's going to go over to Hiller. Hiller going to charge in, try to get it to Sackett, but it's going to go nowhere, out of bounds.
Yeah, I think just a little miscommunication there, and it just caused the turnover.
Peyton Grant going to call her play after she crosses half court. Going to give it out to Ferdine. Ferdine going to lose it, going to be picked up by Hiller. Hiller driving in. Hiller going to step back, take the 3, no good. Rebounded by Ferdine. Grant over to Eisinga. Eisinga going to charge in, stop, take the 2. Good.
Nice job by Chelsea. I mean, saw a lane, used it, and then defense was sagging off, so she took the jump shot. No one was on her, and it's open shot.
40-27 now with 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. It's going to be, I believe that is Hiller with the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, the Ramblers have gone on a little run here. I mean, I believe a 6-point run in the past minute or so, and it's really just helped them, and it's greatened the deficit for Manton.
It's going to be out to Harding. Harding for the long two, no good. Ball's going to be knocked out of Adria Roosevelt's hands, out of bounds.
Going to get some substitutions for both teams. It looks like checking in for McBain. Number 22, Shannon Maloney. Number 1, Addie Ridgway. And number 23, Isabel Roosevelt. And a couple more subs for Manton, but I forgot who it was.
Manton's going to get the ball. It's going to go to Hiller. Hiller trying to chase that ball down after losing it. Going to back things out. Going to take the three. No good. Rebounded by Maloney. Now it's going to go over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant going to charge pass half court. Over to Blood in the paint. Blood is free.
And she caught the defense lacking. Great pass by Peyton. She saw that. She was open down low, and it just allowed for an easy layup.
It's going to go over to Wilder now. Wilder going to give it to Hookwater. Hookwater shot no good. Rebounded by Wilder. Wilder going to take the shot, and it's going to go through.
Right there, I believe, ended the run for McBain as they just scored their points. But McBain right now is clicking on all cylinders is what it seems like.
Maloney with the rebound and the shot no good. Another rebound. That shot no good. And Roosevelt's rebound out of bounds.
Yeah, the last one was tipped, so it's going to stay McBain ball. But, I mean, a 13-point lead for McBain now. So a double-digit lead. Pretty huge, and that's going to be a 4-possession at the very least. No, a 5-possession lead at the very least.
Maloney going to pass it out to Isabel Roosevelt, and that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, it's still physical, as we just saw that right there. But we gotta finish this game out as we still have a whole nother quarter yet after this last minute or so in the third.
Maloney trying to get it to Wallinges. Going to be picked up by Hiller. So Manton with the ball now. Hiller charging down the court. Going to stop, slow things down. Going to take the three on the step back. No good. Rebounded by Grant.
And Manton just struggling to hit shots right now.
That ball's going to be taken by Chittle. Chittle going to take the shot good.
There they finally got a shot to go, but the Ramblers are going right down the court.
And that ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Manton with 43.5 seconds to go.
That play could potentially be a little sparkier for Manton as we're late in the third. But keep in mind, there's still a whole other quarter to play yet.
Manton's going to be facing an 11-point or more deficit unless they can claw back in this third quarter. It's going to be Peyton Grant driving in with it. Going to take the shot. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt's shot no good. Going to be rebounded by, that was Chittle. Going to get a foul on McBain. Ball is going to go over to Hiller. Going to drive in, pass it over to Sackett. Sackett's shot no good, rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt over to Ridgway. Ridgway coming down the court now. Ridgway going to take the shot, good. It's going to go over to Chittle. Chittle driving in. Chittle going to back it up against Maloney. Ball's going to end up in Hiller. Hiller for the long three, no good.
And that's going to end the quarter. End of the third, the score is 44-31. And we'll see you in the fourth.
Set to start the fourth quarter. Ramblers leading 44-31. Manton Rangers looking to come back in this one. Ramblers looking to close that door and go 3-0.
Yeah, and let's check out both teams' players that are in currently. We'll start off with McBain. Got number 1, Adeline Ridgway. Number 22, Shannon Maloney. Number 5, Peyton Grant. Number 23, Isabel Roosevelt. Number 10, Adria Roosevelt. For Manton, we got number 3, Lillian Chittle. Number 23, Messa Hookwater. Number 4, Angela Porter. And number 5, Aubrey Hiller. And number 12, Kelsey Harding.
So Adria Roosevelt coming to the line after that foul against the Rangers. Looking to respond to that 2 points they scored right off the get-go. Ramblers leading by 11, looking to make it 13.
Yeah, and these are pretty big free throws, honestly, because if she hits this one, it's at least a 4-possession game to tie. So that's pretty huge.
Second free throw from Roosevelt is through. So it will be a 4-possession game.
Manton coming down in a hurry.
It's Hiller with it, passing it out to Chittle. Chittle over to Harding. Over to Hiller. Hiller for 3. No good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Over to Grant.
The Ramblers right now, I believe, should try to just kind of slow it down, but they're not going to do that. Just going to pedal the metal, apparently. But what I was going to say was I believe they should just try to slow it down and just kind of burn some clock as we're late in this game, and they have a pretty huge lead right now.
Harding for 3, looking to keep her team in it.
Yeah, I mean, Manton just coming back after each McBain score, not allowing a single inch.
Gonna move Maloney driving in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Porter. Porter gonna fall. Gonna get a travel.
And that travel is always a tough one because, sometimes you just slip or you get a little shove and you fall down. But if you don't dribble, it's a travel. So it's kind of annoying.
So now Maloney to pass it out. Gonna find Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt for the shot right through.
And McBain, they are just on point right now. I don't know if they've missed a shot in a minute here. It's been a little while at least since they've missed.
Hiller now looking to respond. Gonna give it to Harding. Over to Hiller. Hiller for 3. No good. Rebounded by Chittle. Stolen by Adria Roosevelt. Coming down the court. Taking the 2. No good. Gonna draw a foul.
So that's a nice steal by Adria. And then to draw the foul. Gonna try and extend the lead once again here on 2 more free throws.
Looking for her 13th and 14th points of the night. First free throw is good. Second attempt from Roosevelt, good. So 51-36 now with 6 minutes, 3 seconds to go. It's gonna be passed over to Hiller. Hiller gonna make it past half court. Gonna drive in, take the stop, take the 2, no good. And Adria Roosevelt gonna get the ball punched out of her hands. Now Maloney's gonna pass it out over to Grant. And some tough contact, no foul, Chittle for 2, good.
Yeah, I think that contact just surprised Peyton a little bit, and it caused her to just be off a little bit, and it caused her to lose the ball. But we're gonna see another turnover from McBain. That's gonna help Manton out a ton. That's 2 straight for McBain.
McBain can't keep letting up these mistakes. They do not want to open up that window for Manton. It's going to be over to Harding. Chittle now going to drive in, try to get it out to Hiller. Hiller going to stop for three. No good. Going to get a foul.
Going to get over the back, as Adria Roosevelt just seems like she's a drawing foul magnet right now. She is getting every call, I feel like.
Towering over all these Manton players with size.
And yeah, that's one thing to point out for McBain. They have a pretty tall team. I mean, Peyton Grant is decently tall, and she's their point guard, so that definitely helps.
Michaela Blood in the paint for two. 53-38 with 5 minutes to go.
McBain is definitely looking to just try and put this one away here now, as they're extending the lead.
Hiller's two, no good. Going to be rebounded by Harding. Going to be stolen by Roosevelt, and then going to be fouled against Hookwater.
I don't know what's going on, but Adria Roosevelt is drawing every foul right now.
And she's going to come to the line for, I believe, her 5th and 6th free throw attempts of this 4th quarter.
That's what it seems like, and I mean, she's definitely getting a lot of them, as she has 14 points currently. So
first free throw will go through.
free throw right there extends the lead to 16 points. Man's got a pretty big gap to close.
Looking to make it 17, and she will. So 55-38 with 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the ball game. Going to be a timeout.
We'll see you after this timeout break. And we're back.
Interestingly enough, for Manton, it's going to be Rylan Wilder coming on the court. She walked off with a bad-looking injury. Now, hopefully, all is well.
Yeah, she looks somewhat okay. A slight limp, but they're going to try their best.
It's going to go over to Hiller. Back to Chittle. Chittle going to drive in. Going to pass it over to Porter. Porter in the paint, shot no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Over to Peyton Grant. Ball is going to be stolen by Hiller. Hiller going to lose the ball, taken by Grant. Grant way over to Maloney. Maloney just going to slow things down over to Roosevelt.
McBain going to work the offense, try to burn some clock here.
Maloney going to lose it, regain possession. Isinga going to miss the pass to Roosevelt.
Just a wee bit off the mark on that one, but it is okay, as they're still ahead by quite a bit with 3:45 to go until the end of regulation.
Wow, they're going to give it over to Chittle. Chittle. It's going to be a foul with 3:39 to go. Ramblers up by 17 still. And obviously just looking to close this one out.
Yeah, they're ahead by quite a bit. I wouldn't say this one's completely out of the gate, but it's definitely getting close to.
Yeah, and of course this Ramblers offense, keep to what they've been doing, slow that clock down, and drain this game away. So Wilder over to Hiller. Hiller for three, no good. Rebounded by Grant.
And I think Hiller's been a little bit off the mark here, as we're going to get a foul. But, I mean, she shot quite a few threes, but she has just been off the mark as of late. And I really think it's kind of going to her mentally, and I think it's causing her to miss almost all of them right now. I mean, she shot a solid at least four shots in the last little bit, but I don't think she's made any of them.
Yeah, and a few of them, they just haven't been smart shots, and you just got to pick your moment. And if you don't pick your right moment and you start missing these, then when you get your moment, you're too nervous and you miss it.
Ramblers now extend their lead.
Peyton Grant looking for her 10th point of the night with this free throw.
No good.
Rebounded by
Manton
Porter.
does get it.
Hiller coming across half court with it, passing it out to Wilder. Wilder going to charge in. Wilder, tough contact. Ball's going to be out of bounds after hitting Maloney.
Yep. Straight up defense, but it rolls right off her foot.
Wilder going to pass it to Hiller. Hiller back to Wilder. Wilder for three, no good. Just no luck on the three so far, as Chittle's going to try for three, also no good.
Yeah, and Manton, like I said, just been struggling to get buckets here in the second half, and just a huge deficit to cover. They're down 18 with 3 minutes to go, which is a minimum of 6 threes to tie it.
Peyton Grant. And foul.
I think it's a jump ball.
It's going to go to the Ramblers, so it's going to be Maloney to pass it out.
Only 2:50 to go now. But, like I said, huge deficit for Manton to cover.
Ridgeway going to charge in for the shot. No good. Ball is tipped up. Taken by Hiller. Hiller coming down the court now. Going to stop things up. Over to, that is Harding. This ball is on the ground. Oh, Sackett, not Harding.
We're going to get a jump ball. Excuse me. It's going to be Manton ball. 2:30 to go.
Wilder over to Hiller. Hiller for another three. No good. Rebounded by Isabel Roosevelt. She's going to give it to her sister past half court. Never mind. Over to Maloney. Peyton Grant going to take things slow with 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Over to Maloney.
Yeah, they're definitely looking now to just burn some clock, try to put this one away before anything really.
There will be a foul against Manton.
Man, try and force him, go to the line, shoot some free throws, which is a strategy, but McBain seemed to make a lot of their free throws tonight.
First one from Roosevelt is good, so with this next free throw, looking to put the Ramblers up by 20. Second free throw will be no good, so the lead will stay at 19. It's going to be Chittle coming down court with it. Over to Hiller. Hiller's shot up and through. 57-40 with 1:54 to go. Peyton Grant going to get the ball knocked out of her hands, regain possession, going to pass it over to Eisinger. And there's going to be a timeout from McBain with 1:37 to go, leading by 17. We'll see you after this timeout.
And we're back from that timeout. Brought to you by L&J Meat Market. Its meat speaks for itself.
And of course, they fuel the Rambler Review crew. So with 1:37 left to go, it's going to be McBain's ball. Eisinger going to pass it to Grant.
Looks like they're just trying to end the game right here, milk the clock. But I'm going to say right now that I think it's time for the lights to turn off, as it looks like this one's over.
Yeah, for sure. McBain's just going to start closing that door, but it is going to be picked up by Chittle, and yeah.
All right, there's still a minute to go, but they're down 17, and they just haven't been hitting shots tonight, and I just don't see it. But we will continue till the very end.
Ball's going to go to Chittle now. It's going to be blocked, punched out by Eisinger. Now it's going to be Grant with it with 1:06 to go, charging down the court. So far, this Manton defense not willing to give up.
Yeah, they're looking to play to the finish and try and come back as best they can. But like I said, I don't think there's enough time. Now there's only 57 seconds.
Yeah, for sure, but credit to them for not giving up. That's a great mentality to have.
I definitely agree. I mean, they've been fighting this whole game, not really trying their best to not let McBain do anything.
That's going to be rebounded by Hiller. Hiller coming across half court over to Chittle. Chittle's shot up and no good, rebounded by Grant with 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, and I think once she gets across half court, I think she's just going to try and let this one end right here. That's what it looks like it's going to be. So it looks like your final score for tonight is going to be McBain 57, Manton 40.
So after a game that looked close, it was the Ramblers breaking away and taking this one. They're going to start off 3-0 and hopefully move on with another win next week.
And like I said, that's a huge conference win for the Ramblers as they're looking to win that Highland Conference trophy. But that's going to be it for tonight. I want to thank Mr. Vanna, as always, along with Grant Tripp, Landon Eisinger, and Javen Brainerd. And we'll see you tomorrow night for the guys' basketball teams against Manton. Have a good night. Drive safe.